Hi there, everyone, and welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Sarah Newman, and I'm so excited to show you the most gorgeous botanical collection from our friends at 49 and Market. There is just so much to play with today. We've got everything from beautiful vintage-inspired pattern papers. We've also got laser cut elements. We have die cut embellishments in a variety of shapes and sizes. We've got tags, we've got rub-ons, and we've got a variety of gorgeous washi tapes as well. Of course, everything is totally coordinated and comes together so easily for cards and other paper crafts. So I have a couple of projects to share with you and some demos too. As you can see, we have a lot to explore today, and I'm really glad that you're here. Come play with us. Let's take a look at this card, which features a collage of elements as the focal and a lot of rub-ons as the background. So we can begin with the background, and the black that you see on here is all rub-ons. So I've used up the sheet of rub-ons, but I can show you on the packaging. You can see here, this is the sheet that I was using. And I have to say I used pretty much all of the elements on that sheet, which is why I don't have one to show you. But you can see on here it's some beautiful scuff marks, you've got some text, you've got numbers, you've got a portion of a butterfly wing on here. Really beautiful ephemeral images and perfect for using either singly or as your background. So I wanted to show you a little bit about the thought process that went into designing this card. Now, you remember with the 6x8 collection, you've got all of these beautiful pattern papers, and on the other side of those papers, you've got a gorgeous kind of faux texture design here. This one looks like old book paper. You've got some linen looks and some that look a little bit like fabric. Really gorgeous designs, which means, of course, that you've got lots of choices for layering, and that's what I wanted to do with this card. So I'm going to grab one of these pieces. I'll take this one right here, and we can kind of walk through the rub-on process. So if you can imagine that this was covering the front of my card, that would be really pretty as a starting point or as a finishing point too. And then I could start adding some of my collage elements. So maybe I want to do this faux envelope. It's got a beautiful postmark on it. That could be my focal area. I can take one of the tags and maybe pop that down on here. Those tags are a lot of fun. There's a lot of faux postage in this collection, which is a lot of fun to work with as well. And of course, botanicals, you've got some butterflies, and pop this guy down here, and then also some sentiments too. So let's put this right down here, Sweet Life. So if this was the front of my card, this would be a beautiful card focal. I can also, of course, choose to add in some additional texture without building up a lot of bulk on here. And this is where the rub-ons come in. So I'm going to try and scoot my focal to one side, and if we can take a look at incorporating some of the rub-ons. So again, if I decided to keep all of this sort of together here, but if I wanted to add some rub-ons on the background, you can start to see where those textures and colors really do create a really nice support for the card focal. So this would be one option. This is one of the sheets. And of course, I could also do, this was a really fun sheet, with all the faux postage on here. So you could, again, do some really beautiful layering with that. So lots of different options, of course, with all of those different rub-on sheets. You've got plenty to play with. But if you're wondering how exactly to do the rub-ons, let's take a look at that. I'll scoot aside my focal here. And you can see here on my sheet that I've got two pieces. I have the rub-on sheet itself, and then I've got the liner back there. So what I'm going to do is figure out which portion I want. And then I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors and come in here and kind of chop this out of the background piece. Now I'm holding the two layers together because I do want to keep them together all the way up until when I'm doing my actual rubbing on. And that just helps prevent the rub-on from going places that I don't want it to go. Okay, so I'm going to pop this down. It's got a little bit of stick to it. So when I put this down, I want to kind of make sure that I fold up one corner of that rub-on, just so I have something to grab when I want to pull it back up. Okay, so I've got that down in place. And then I just take the tool that comes with the pack, and I'm using that to burnish the rub-on onto the background paper. Now, the nice thing about this, you may remember doing rub-ons from when you were a kid. The nice thing about these is that they work every time, and of course the designs are a lot more sophisticated than the ones I had as a kid. Okay, now I've got this on here. I'm going to gently and slowly pull this up because I realize, I've got a little piece here that has not transferred. I'm going to go back and just burnish that again. So this is the nice part too. You've got some forgiving elements on here. So you can just pull this gently up. If anything needs to be burnished again, you can pop that down. And there you go. So then you've got your piece rubbed onto your backing. And what you can do then is take the rest of your elements here and maybe kind of place that down and see how that can create some real difference as you're building up your card. So even just one little snippet of rub-on, and you can do more, of course, on here. You could do some more, have some corner treatments on there as well. Lots and lots of possibilities, but super easy to do, as you can see. So for the rest of my card, I've got the collage here in the center, and I started with one of the tags from the tag set, and then I built it up with some ephemera bits, and then I've got some of the laser cut elements, and I like how this one coordinates really nicely with the teal blue of this piece from the ephemera pages set. And I've even got a little strip of some black faux stitched washi tape in there. So that adds a really nice bit of contrast. And I love how the black is all coming together, coordinated between the rub-ons to that washi tape to the black in the text on my ephemera pieces. And then for my card inside, I've got some more pattern paper, a few more black rub-ons here. And you'll also notice these 3 images. Now these are from the postage stamp washi tape pack. So that's this roll here. And as you can see, they're all perforated, which means that you can either cut or tear those apart to add some more elements onto your card projects. Okay, so this is our first card. So easy to do and so effortless to coordinate. Now the washi tape is great for adding texture, and the rub-ons are too. So what if you want to put them together? Well, that's what I have done here on this corner treatment of my card. So you can see these 3 stripes of green pattern on here. Well, these are 3 different washi tapes. So you've got some faux texture and you've got a really beautiful leaf design on there. And you can mix and match them so beautifully. And I love how it, again, creates some texture and dimension without adding a lot of bulk. Now, the coffee ring on here is surprisingly not from my own coffee cup in this case, but it is another one of the rub-ons. Now that has been applied not only over the washi tape, but also onto the background paper. So you've got some more options in terms of adding those rub-ons onto different surfaces. So let's take a look at how to do this. I've got a piece of this gorgeous background paper where I've added 3 of these strips of washi tape. Now, instead of doing the black or the green and white, I'm doing the black and white. So again, 2 of those really fun faux texture, faux stitching designs. So I've torn off the ends of 3 different strips and just put those down onto the background paper. And then I was having to decide which of the rub-ons I wanted to use, and I thought it would be fun to incorporate some florals in here. And that's going to create some balance. So I've got this beautiful flower. I've got the butterfly as well. So I thought what we can do is just position this here. I'm going to have that butterfly overlapping onto the washi tape, as well as some of this text and a portion of that leaf. So again, before I press it into place, I'll just play with the positioning and smooth that down. Fold up my corner so I have something to grab onto. And then same process as before, nothing different here. You're just going to come in and burnish that rub-on into place. This Botanical is such a beautiful design. I just love how easy and elegant all of these designs are. And I love them in combination with something a little bit, maybe even a little bit edgier with some of that faux stitching. I think you've got some really fun options here. You can go lots of different directions with this. Okay, let's see how I've done. Again, just gently lifting up and slowly pulling this right off of the sheet. Ooh, looks like I need to go back and add some more. There we go. And a little bit more of that text on there. Some text down at the bottom, which I didn't get to. And there we are. So now I've got my butterfly overlapping, I've got my flower overlapping, and I think this would just be a beautiful card focal as it is. This would look great on a tag as well. Super simple to do. And again, I've got some nice texture on here as well. Now back to the card, I'm going to take full advantage of the collage design on the pattern paper. And you can see here this blue element. This is printed onto the backing paper along with the script and some of this book, the book elements that you've got here, some of those printed lines as well. Now I've got some more rub-ons here, top and top corners, and these are going to create a triangle effect. So that's going to create some nice movement and lead your eye through the design of the card. So something fun to keep in mind when you're doing collage work. And then I've got a tag here from the collection. This is up on foam tape. I have a laser cut Botanical on here, and then another little hello there rub-on down at the bottom. And I've inked around the outside edge of the card using that wild mushroom, again, to create a bit of a shadow effect on here. Then for the card inside, I have some more collaged paper. I've got some strips of washi tape going this way. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Again, another rub-on overlapping on there. I've got, again, a piece of the beautiful laser cut Botanicals. And these just add in so perfectly, so effortlessly. And then a sentiment as well. Okay, so I've got one more rub-on technique to show you, and this time it's with vellum. So I had some vellum in my card making stash, and I wanted to try it out to create some depth with this laser cut frame. And I thought it would be fun to use it to make layers with the pattern background paper. So let me show you the background paper. You can see here there's quite a lot going on with the patterns and the colors and the text. And as I was playing with the frames, I kind of thought I wanted to soften back this area, center area here, so that I could create more of a concentrated focal part. So as you can see, this is it with just the frame on top. And then when I slip a piece of vellum underneath, well, there you can really see that I'm creating some softness and again, a little bit more dimension. But just as it is here, it looks a little bit empty inside. So I thought a rub-on would be just the right amount of color and imagery. And that's what I've added right here on my card focal. So let's grab a rub-on and the rub-on tool, and let's take a look at how to do this. I'm going to move aside my card and all of the other elements here. So I just have my vellum ready to go. And as I've got my frame in place, I can kind of say, do I want this sort of coming from the top? Do I want it to be coming from the bottom corner here? Kind of depends on what else I have going on. In this case, I'm just going to pop this down here so that I'll have this kind of coming out from my frame. Again, fold back a little piece of that, move the frame over, And then just grab that rub-on tool, and it's quick and easy to do. So this is one of these beautiful colored botanicals from the collection. Really gorgeous, and of course gives such a beautiful effect when combined with the rest of the pattern papers in this collection. Just so easy to mix and match, and I love that. Okay, I'll get this little portion here and then start lifting up. And oops, it looks like that leaf. There we go. And there we are. So now I have this beautiful vellum piece with my beautiful botanical on here, and you can see that when I add this onto my pattern paper and I pop the frame on top, that I've got another really nice element on here. And then I can start to sort of play around with the rest of the card front, of course, figuring out what I want to have going on the other sides of my frame. So I'm going to bring back in my card, and you can see here I've got some ephemera die cuts. I've got another little tag here, of course, that string going off to the side. Now I've also got the frame lifted up on foam tape. So again, that's creating a bit of a pocket on here, and one where you could actually do maybe even a shaker card. So lots of options there. Nice sentiment on here, and then of course some of that wild mushroom inking going around the outside edges. Now for the card inside, I really went a little bit crazy. I had so much fun with this collection, as you can see. So I've added some more of those black rub-ons here. This was the leftover piece from my background, overlapping with one of the blue butterfly rub-ons. Here's a little bit of that postage washi tape. And then I've got more pattern paper, another little washi piece on here, and some ephemera as well. Quick and easy to do, and just a lot of fun. Now, my final card that I want to show you is also incorporating a die, and this die is from hot off the press, and this is the Center Step card cutting die. So what it will give you is a beautiful and unique sort of easel style of card, and then when you open it up, it will look like this. So a lot of fun to decorate and a lot of fun to display too. So I'll show you the die that I'm working with. It's this one here, and you've got just the one piece in here. That's all you need. And what I love about these dies is that they're really pretty substantial. So all you need is the one piece, run it through your die cutting machine, and you are good to go. So you can use a piece of larger cardstock for this. The die is 5 7/8 inches by 10 inches. So you need cardstock that's just a bit bigger. You can also use one of Hot Off the Press's blank cards. So when they're folded, they measure 6.5 by 5. So unfolded, they are 6.5 by 10. So just the perfect length on here. You've got a center score mark on here, and that will align with the score mark that's already in these pre-scored cards. So that's a little bit of a shortcut. If you don't want to get out your larger cardstock, if you've got those card blanks on hand, then it's pretty easy to do. And then you'll have a piece that will look like this. Of course, all the folding instructions are on the package. Really pretty simple to do. And then you'll just fold this up and you will have your card blank ready to decorate. So what I've done on here is added a card focal. This is from one of the ephemera. This is one of the ephemera pages elements. Again, a tag on here. Those little ones just make such a beautiful accent piece on here. And then of course an ephemera butterfly. Down at the bottom, I've got some of the laser cut lace, and then some more of that pattern background paper. I've got some tickets going either side here. And then when you open this up, you can see at the bottom I have some washi tape, a little collage with more of the washi postage and more laser cuts, another tag, And then here at the top, I've got some layered rub-ons here with one of the words and then the butterfly as well. So a fun and easy way to create a really unique style of card. So that is our final card project for today. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing these card projects and seeing all of the ways that you can put this collection to use. And thank you so much to our friends at 49 and Market for yet another must-have collection. Now I have to say, you know that I love 49 and Market, and if you love their designs as much as I do, you'll start to notice how the papers and embellishments from one collection work beautifully with papers and embellishments from the other 49 and Market sets you may have in your stash. And I love that about this brand because you can easily mix and match your collections, and it really gives so much value. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this beautiful set and how easily all the elements come together. A big thank you to you for joining me today. We're so very glad that you're here, and we're really happy that you're part of the Paper Wishes family. Do feel free to leave a comment. We love to hear what you think. Each item can be purchased separately, and you can see them below. However, we've also bundled them into a creative money saver just for you. Be sure to see the money saver on the right side of your screen at paperwishes.com. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just have a look in the description box below this video. You'll find a link that will take you to our Paper Wishes Webisodes page, and you can see everything I just mentioned. If you enjoyed our video today, we'd really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps people find our channel. And don't forget to subscribe. We create 3 to 5 videos each week, so there's always something fun to inspire your creative spirit.